Good morning to you, boys and girls, on a beautiful Sunday morning. I'm Miss Joanne with Miss
Good morning.
Valerie.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday.
We're delighted to meet with you each Sunday to share Bible stories and creative activities. And last week, we learned about comfort words. And Miss Valerie had this great idea to find a jar or a box or a basket and put some of your comfort words in it. I found this, used to have a plant in it that's long gone. So I thought that'll make a good jar for my words. And she suggested that we write down these words, like maybe God is always with you, and put it in your jar. Or maybe you feel sad and lonely and you say, God loves you. Write it down and put it down in your jar. And then when you're thinking of someone and you can't think of the right words, reach into your jar and find another word. And if you think of words or someone gives you kind words, write it down, put it in your comfort jar. You'll find it such fun to see the happiness and smiles that you share throughout with all your friends and acquaintances. And today, Miss Valerie's going to share some of her happy words now or at the end. Which would you like, Miss Valerie? You have so many good words.
Thank you, Miss Joanne. Well, I was sort of thinking comfort things, and I had objects last week, and this is my comfort object today. It's a special stone that has all like an opal, and it has so many different colors in it. It even has my favorite color, turquoise. So I put together, and then I have my little bowl still that says family says circle of strength, and then this is my heart that is again my favorite color, and all the little different hearts inside. It's a many-hearted stone, I think. And this I think is interesting because it's like coal, but inside the color of the black are all sorts of like flashes of turquoise. And I think I was thinking about comfort, and I think for me, certain things from the earth are very comforting. But I also was thinking of things that comfort me, and I thought, music I find very comforting. I thought, well, I love the guitar. I love classical guitar, folk music guitar, anything that has guitar music. And if I'm listening to music on, the TV when it's just the music channel, and I will stop and sit down if it is a classical guitar or guitar music. So, I think listening to music is a very comforting activity for many people. Even, songs that you can sing along with, and they have meaning, and he's got the whole world in his hands, or this little light of mine. We would sing for you, but we don't sing very beautifully.
Fortunately, we aren't singing for you, but if you can remember those songs, they are very comforting.
Another thing, the other day I was on YouTube, and I think all the children go on YouTube, and there was somebody who I think is very special, and her name is Joan Goodall, and she's a person who has done amazing things with chimpanzees and the forests in Africa, and she's still bussing around the world, but at the moment she has to stay home in England, and people are sort of talking to her because she helps plant seeds and keeps trees growing. And I always enjoy listening to Jane. Whatever she says, I thought, because she really cares about the planet. She always has since being a little girl. And I thought, another thing that's comforting is listening to the right people. And for instance, Jane, and another person who I think maybe all you children know too, I think is amazing, is David Attenborough, who I hope you've seen all of his wonderful movies about the planet and the oceans and everything. And I thought, whenever I see anything to do with David Attenborough, I always feel good, and he comforts me. So I was a little selfish, but I thought that was another way to look at the world and to find ways to, feel comfort and hope, I think, particularly. So maybe the children and their parents can talk about people who inspire them too, or they enjoy. And even, when you're feeling a bit down, it's a good thing to do. Is that helpful?
That's very helpful, because you listed many favorites of mine. And it is, as you say, music or stories or books, or another friend might say something comforting to you that you want to put in your jar to remember to use for someone else. Our prayer today, our story today, is about a prayer from Jesus, which is kind of odd, because usually we are praying to Jesus and not hearing the word from. But this was at a time when he was kind of sad, and he needed words to comfort him, and he needed to know certain things would happen. So let's listen now for the prayer that Jesus made, and see if it gives you any ideas. Another thing, sometimes when your mom and dad go out for dinner, or they may go away for a weekend or time and you're away from them, you probably sort of pray to God and say, take care of my mom and dad. Let them know how much I love them. And they too, when they go away, they're doing the same thing. They're praying and saying, please let my children know how much I love them. Please take care of them. So let's listen now to the prayer, and then Miss Valerie has another activity for them, correct? Okay.
Right.
All right, we'll listen now to the prayer. Loving God, please take care of my friends. Keep them safe in the morning, noon, and night. Help my friends to know how to live in your way and how to share your love with others. Please take care of all of those men, women, and boys and girls who will hear my story and be my friends too. Take care of all the children who hear my story and be my friends too. Help them to show your love to others. Amen. And when you hear these words, he's asking, please help me get these kids to show their love to God, just like his disciples. So he's asking you to show his love by being friends, saying comfort words, inviting them to come to your church with you, just as his disciples did. You are his friends. So now he's planning on you. He needs you to share the love. Miss Valerie's going to give us another way to do that.
Sharing love, it's the most powerful, good thing we can do, is every day share our love with people, with plants, with animals, whatever. And it's something we can do. It doesn't need money. It doesn't need anything special. It just is giving the best thing in the world. So I have a little activity today. And you're going to maybe do this as a family. And we're going to do a little prayer chart. I'm going to sort of show you, this is the idea. You need a piece of paper. A white piece of paper of any kind is fine. And then you need to, mark off probably a little inner square, as it were, and then leave something at the bottom, because you're going to write your prayer down on here. And then at the top, you can put my prayer. And if you can't spell, Mommy and Daddy will be very happy to help you, because those are important words. And then you can draw pictures, anything you want. I kind of thought of things that were part of the universe or the planet, and I did like flowers and a fish. It's always a symbol for Jesus, I think, too, is a fish, and a candle, because sometimes we like candles and light in the darkness. Another flower and a tree, and a leaf and a flower, and some waves for the ocean, a heart for love, and another palm tree this time, because that was like Florida. But you can do whatever you want. I, just draw cute little pictures around. And then these pictures that I chose are old photographs. Because I have a problem today. All the recent photographs are in my cell phone.
They're all in your cell, yes.
Lots of old photographs. So I thought I decided it didn't matter.
No.
So I chose certain pictures for certain people that I want to give them, think of lovingly and say prayers for. So I did my family, you know, my son and my grandkids here and here and here. And then this is my grandson too, Andre. And this is Maria. And Maria lived with us and helped us for several years when Andre was small, and then eventually she went back to her home and her family in Peru, and we talked to her from time to time. But she loved us all, and we loved her. So I think, you know, it's nice to remember her in our thoughts and prayers. And then I put two of my closest friends who are both not too healthy right now, and I miss them. I used to go every year to see them at this time of year. And I talked to them a little bit on the phone. And so you could put, you know, friends that you need to think about. And then I thought, okay, it would be very nice to include somebody from the military, because this is Memorial Day weekend. And so I think I have a sailor. That was hard to find a picture of anybody from the military. But I thought, well, you know, the sailors are out and some of them are getting sick. So keep them in our prayers and send them loving ideas. And then I had a pet. This is a little corgi. And if you know, let's think and learn about pets and animals, and we can include them in our thoughts and prayers. And then here I found a nurse, and I thought this is very good today to remember all the doctors and the nurses who are in the hospitals working and doing, helping the people who are getting sick. So you can choose anything you want to put on your prayer chart, as I'm going to call it. And then I'm going to tape it on a door or maybe my refrigerator. And then, you know, as I move around my house every day, I'll think of these people and maybe say a loving thought or a little prayer, or hope you're doing okay today. Because, you know, just thinking things is important, and even saying things. So that, and you know, you could make two. You could do one for animals, you could do one for the planet, whatever. But I think this will be a fun little thing to do with your mummy and daddy, you know, in the next day or so, and then pop it up around the house. Or your sister could do one and you could do one. And so all you need is some old photographs, some scissors, some glue, and a piece of paper, and imagination. But before I leave today, I want to do something a little special. There's a little girl, Gabby, I think you might have heard of her, and we prayed for her in the church last week. And then in this week, we had a picture of Gabby and her mother in the hospital because Gabby had a problem. I don't know if it was 2 kidneys or 1 kidney, but her mother was giving her daughter a kidney. And I think the photograph was after the mother had given the kidney, after the transplant. But they're both in the hospital, I know, recuperating. But my grandson, I wanted to show this, especially, I hope Gabby and her mum are
watching.
Yes, I really do. This is Andre. He says hi. He had a kidney transplant when he was 2. He is now 10. This is last year. It's not this year, but he says hi. And when you're home from the hospital, he'd love to meet you and tell you what fun it is to have a kidney transplant. There are some things you have to do, but Andre is fine, healthy, happy, and you will be too. And then his mother could not give him a kidney, but his daddy did. So here's his dad. And so I thought maybe Clyde would be very happy to talk to your mom and say, because he gave a kidney, he has 1 kidney, and he's fine. So I think that's encouraging that this family that live on Bay Harbor Island would love to meet you and see you and give you encouragement that this is really going to be, you're going to all be fine. And so we hope that all goes smoothly. I know the next couple of 2 or 3 weeks are when your kidney's got to decide it wants to live in your body. So hopefully that will all go well. And I'll keep in touch with Reverend Barbara. And when you're home and you're doing well, we would love, and we can all get together legally, well, not on a lockdown. We'd love to get together with all of you and reassure you, because you're special people now. So if you can meet other special people, that's always a good idea. So hope all's going smoothly, and we're holding you in prayer. Now, at the bottom of your picture here, I did write, this is my prayer, and then you can choose this with you. I just said, loving God, please take care, that's a good little phrase, of my family, friends, and those who are sick, pets, and everyone sharing our planet. That kind of covers everybody.
Wonderful.
There, and you can discuss together and appoint somebody to do the writing for you and decide. Because I think sometimes it's good to have family projects too, to do something fun together for a little while. So God bless, and we think and miss you, and hope we'll be together soon. And I think we'd like to close with a prayer, but have you anything else you'd like to share, Miss Joanne?
This has been so wonderful, but the good thing is we're always looking in our phone and we can't find the things we want, or we have 900 pictures or something. And it's wonderful to have a picture to call back in those days when we had real pictures.
They may know how to print them out. I don't have a printer. So
I hope not.
in my phone.
What a lovely presentation. Thank you.
And yours too. It's always a pleasure seeing you anyway. I mean, we chat on the phone, but
I miss Valerie in person. We had such fun together, and we're trying hard on this, and I think it's working out well. So
yeah, we do. I think so. And we do miss you, and we would love to know how you all feel, and it's sort of hard to be in contact. But if you're enjoying it, then you can that's good. We hope I hope you say, why don't you watch on this little video next week with from the church, and encourage your friends to join in with us. Nice.
Yeah. Long to see all of you. Hopefully soon.
Absolutely. And thank you to David for doing this with us. It's also very nice of him to give his time to put together the video. Right. So shall we end with our prayer, Miss Joanna?
Yeah.
Dear God, thank you for this time together. Thank you for Jesus, who shows us how to share our love. So a happy week. I think one more week of virtual school maybe, and stay on Monday.
Stay well, stay safe, stay in, and spread those good words around, and make some pictures like Valerie said. I'm going to make one now. I love that idea. Thank you so much. Forward to seeing you next week. God bless.
Next week.